Midnight hit the internet like a bomb blast. Phones started buzzing, group chats exploded, hip-hop blogs crashed under the weight of traffic. And the reason every timeline in the world suddenly looked like a crime scene investigation was one name: 50 Cent. Because after days of silence that had the culture sweating like a courtroom before a verdict, 50 Cent finally responded to the accusations dropped by King Harris. And the moment he spoke, the internet didn't just react, it detonated. This wasn't just another rap beef. This was paperwork, federal case numbers, leaked FBI forms, screenshots that looked like they came straight out of a courtroom archive. And an accusation so radioactive, it threatens the one thing 50 Cent built his entire legend on: street credibility. Because the man who spent 2 decades publicly humiliating rappers for cooperating with law enforcement, the man who turned Tekashi 6ix9ine into the world's most famous rat meme, was suddenly being accused of the exact same thing. And the person throwing the grenade wasn't a rival rapper chasing clout. It was the outspoken son of T.I. King Harris. A teenager who most people expected to get completely destroyed the moment he stepped into the ring with 50 Cent. But instead of backing down, he dropped receipts. Real court documents tied to a federal case involving notorious Queens figure Kenneth Supreme McGriff. Documents that appeared to show Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent's government name, meeting with federal investigators and providing information during the investigation. The moment those pages hit Instagram, hip-hop Twitter went into cardiac arrest. Some fans called it the biggest hypocrisy in rap history. Others said King Harris had no idea what he was talking about, but everyone agreed on one thing. If the allegations stuck, it could change how the culture sees one of its most untouchable icons. For nearly 48 hours, 50 Cent said nothing. No memes, no trolling, no clown emojis. Just silence. And if you know 50, that silence was terrifying. Because when he finally spoke, he didn't just respond, he went to war. The explosion didn't begin with a response. It began with disrespect. What? The kind of disrespect that spreads through hip-hop faster than wildfire in a dry forest. It started when King Harris decided he wasn't going to play the role everyone expected. The quiet celebrity kid who backs down the moment a veteran legend looks his way. Instead, King did the unthinkable. He stepped into the digital battlefield with 50 Cent, a man whose reputation for humiliating opponents online is practically folklore at this point. At first, nobody took it seriously. When 50 started clowning King on Instagram, most fans assumed it was just another one of 50's daily internet roast sessions. The man has made a career out of turning social media into a gladiator arena. He's dragged celebrities, rappers, athletes, actors, even his own acquaintances, through viral mud pits just for entertainment. And when he shared a clip of King Harris flexing on social media with a sarcastic caption, people laughed. It looked like a classic case of a veteran trolling a young artist who hadn't learned the rules of the game yet. But the difference this time was, King didn't laugh. He fired back. And not just once. Every meme 50 posted got a response. Every sarcastic comment got another video from King calling him out. What began as harmless trolling slowly turned into something uglier. Fans started noticing the tone shifting. 50's jokes began cutting deeper. Instead of just teasing King, when he started questioning his credibility, mocking his lifestyle, and hinting that the young rapper was only relevant because of his famous father, T.I. The internet started to buzz, because anyone who knows hip-hop culture knows one thing. Questioning someone's authenticity is like lighting a fuse next to a powder keg. For a while, Tip stayed quiet. He probably hoped the whole thing would fade out like most internet beefs do. But 50 kept pushing. And then he crossed the line that changed everything. He brought King's mother into it. The moment he posted a meme about Temeka Tiny Harris, the temperature in the room shifted instantly. The post mocked her appearance and referenced old controversies that had nothing to do with the feud. Within minutes, Screenshots spread across every hip-hop blog on the internet. And King Harris snapped. He jumped on Instagram Live, visibly furious. His voice cracked with anger as hundreds of thousands of viewers poured into the stream. The comments were moving so fast they looked like static. Some fans begged him to log off before he made things worse. Others told him to stand up for his family. King looked straight into the camera and said the line that would start the chain reaction. "You can talk about me all you want, but you're not about to disrespect my mama." The live broadcast instantly went viral. But what nobody watching realised at the time was that King Harris wasn't just venting. He had already started digging. While the internet was laughing at the back-and-forth memes, King was doing something nobody expected. He was researching, reading, searching through federal court records like a detective who had just found a loose thread in a story that didn't make sense. And eventually, he found something that would flip the entire narrative upside down. The moment arrived on a quiet afternoon when King suddenly posted a series of Instagram stories that made the entire internet freeze. There were no jokes in the captions this time, no insults, just screenshots of legal paperwork, court documents, federal case files, and one name appearing again and again in the text: Curtis James Jackson III, the government name of 50 Cent. Within minutes, the internet lost its mind. People were screenshotting the stories before they could disappear. TikTok creators were already recording reaction videos. Twitter threads began dissecting every line of the documents. The accusation King attached to the paperwork was explosive. He claimed the files showed that 50 Cent had cooperated with federal investigators during the prosecution of Kenneth Supreme McGriff, a notorious Queens figure who had been tied to violence surrounding the hip-hop industry. And just like that, the entire culture went into meltdown. Because if there's one thing everyone knows about 50 Cent, it's this: he has spent years mocking anyone accused of cooperating with law enforcement. His trolling of Tekashi 6ix9ine after the rapper testified in court became one of the biggest meme storms in hip-hop history. Now suddenly, the same accusation was pointed at him. King didn't stop at posting the documents. He went live again. But this time the live stream exploded past 500,000 viewers as he walked people through the paperwork, line by line. He pointed to references about meetings with investigators. He highlighted sections that described information being provided about threats and activities tied to the case. And then he said something that hit the culture like a hammer. This the same dude who built a whole career calling everybody else a rat. The comments section exploded. Fans started arguing instantly. Some said King had uncovered the biggest hypocrisy in rap history. Others said he didn't understand the difference between cooperating in a case involving attempts on your life and informing on your own people. Meanwhile, the most shocking part of the situation was happening somewhere else entirely, because while the entire internet was on fire, 50 Cent was silent, completely silent. No memes, no clapbacks, no posts. For nearly 2 full days. The man who normally lives on Instagram didn't say a word. And that silence scared people more than any response could have. Because anyone who understands 50 Cent knows one thing. When he's quiet like that, he's not ignoring you. He's loading the clip. And when he finally fired back, the entire story changed. The silence from 50 Cent didn't calm the storm. It fed it. Every hour that passed without a response turned the internet into a full-blown investigation room. TikTok detectives zoomed into the documents frame by frame. Twitter threads stretched into thousands of replies. Hip-hop podcasts went live in emergency mode. And suddenly the conversation wasn't just about one accusation anymore. It was about credibility, legacy, and whether one of rap's most ruthless trolls had finally been cornered. Meanwhile, King Harris kept the pressure on, like a fighter sensing his opponent wobbling. He didn't disappear after dropping the paperwork. He doubled down. Every few hours, he jumped back onto Instagram Live with more commentary, more screenshots, more fiery speeches that had fans either cheering him on or begging him to stop before things got ugly. One live stream in particular detonated across the internet. King sat in a dimly lit room, phone angled upward, clearly exhausted but still burning with adrenaline. The viewer count climbed past 400,000 in minutes. He looked straight into the camera and said something that changed the tone of the entire feud. "You spent years humiliating people for cooperating," he said. "You turned Tekashi 6ix9ine into the biggest joke in rap history. But when it's you, suddenly there's context." The comments went insane. Some fans flooded the chat with rat emojis. Others started defending 50 with equal passion, arguing that cooperating after surviving assassination attempts isn't the same thing as betraying your crew. "Oh, this ain't even all of it." That one. "This ain't even all of it." That one sentence spread across the internet like gasoline. Within minutes, bloggers began reporting that more paperwork might surface. Hip-hop Twitter started trending phrases like 50 paperwork and King receipts. Podcasts began inviting lawyers onto live streams to explain what the documents actually meant. And still, 50 remained silent. Behind the scenes, insiders began whispering that the phones inside the industry were ringing non-stop. According to one leak circulating through music media group chats, executives from multiple labels had already reached out to T.I., hoping he could calm the situation before it spiraled into something worse. Because if there was one thing everyone understood about 50 Cent, it was this: he doesn't forgive humiliation. Then came the first crack in the silence. A cryptic Instagram story. No explanation, no caption. Just a black background with a single line of text. People who don't know the streets shouldn't talk about street situations. The screenshot spread across social media in seconds. Fans immediately interpreted it as the first warning shot. But the real explosion came a few hours later. Late at night, when most people assumed the drama might cool off, 50 finally posted a video to his Instagram feed. Within minutes, it had hundreds of thousands of views. Within an hour, it had millions. He sat calmly in front of the camera, expression cold, voice controlled. But the tension in the room was obvious. "You kids on the internet really think you've figured something out," he began. The tone wasn't joking. It wasn't trolling. It was surgical. He leaned closer to the camera. "When somebody tries to kill you," he said slowly, "you got every right to protect yourself." The comments exploded instantly. "I'd investigating a man who tried to have me investigating a man who tried to have me murdered." The video referenced Kenneth McGriff, the Queen's figure tied to violence around the time 50 rose to fame. According to 50, investigators asked him about threats against his life. He said answering those questions wasn't betrayal. That's survival. The clip sent shockwaves across hip-hop. As people tried to compare the documents to 50's version of events. But the most dramatic moment came at the end of the video, because that's when 50 turned his attention directly to King Harris. He leaned back in his chair, shook his head slowly and laughed. This kid wasn't even alive when all this happened. Then his tone hardened. "You living off your daddy's name talking about street codes you don't understand?" The internet erupted again. Within minutes, reaction videos flooded TikTok. Some viewers believed 50 had shut the accusations down. Others said his explanation raised even more questions, and King Harris was watching all of it. Less than an hour after the video dropped, he went live again. This time, he looked angrier than before. "You saying it's survival now?" King said into the camera. "But when everybody else do it, it's snitching." The live stream exploded with viewers instantly. King started replaying clips of 50 mocking other rappers for cooperating with law enforcement. He paused one video after another, pointing at the screen like a prosecutor presenting evidence to a jury. "So when it's you, there's an exception." The chat flooded with fire emojis. But the tension didn't stop there. Because just as the live stream reached its peak, something else surfaced online. A leaked audio clip. The recording was grainy, clearly taken from a phone call. The voice on the tape sounded like someone from inside the industry discussing the situation privately. "If this keeps going," the voice said, It's gonna get ugly for everybody. Nobody could confirm where the recording came from, but that didn't stop it from spreading like wildfire. Fans began speculating that powerful figures behind the scenes were scrambling to stop the feud before it escalated further. Meanwhile, celebrities started weighing in. Some rappers quietly liked posts defending 50. Others reposted King's livestream clips with cryptic captions. The culture was splitting right down the middle. And just when people thought the drama had reached its peak, 50 Cent posted again. This time the message wasn't calm. It was a threat. "King Harris," the caption read, "you sure you want to keep playing with me?" Then came the line that made the entire internet freeze. "Because if you keep going, I'm exposing everything about your family." The post spread across social media like a lightning strike. Fans immediately started speculating about what he meant. Old rumors about Tamika "Tiny" Harris resurfaced. Blogs began digging through past controversies involving the Harris family. Within minutes, T.I. stepped in publicly for the first time. His message was short, but it carried weight. "Fifth, you my brother. But threatening my family ain't the move." The internet held its breath, because suddenly this wasn't just a feud between a rap legend and a celebrity kid. Now, two hip-hop heavyweights were standing on opposite sides of a battlefield, and according to one insider leak that surfaced minutes later, the next response from 50 Cent might include something nobody expected: actual receipts. The threat from 50 Cent didn't just raise the temperature of the feud, it detonated it. The moment his post warning King Harris about exposing everything about your family hit Instagram, the internet turned into a battlefield. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Hip-hop blogs began running emergency live streams. Twitter threads were moving so fast they looked like a live ticker during a stock market crash. But what nobody expected was what happened next. Instead of disappearing after the threat, King Harris went live again. This time, the energy felt different. The room was dim. His voice sounded tired, but the anger was still burning beneath the surface. Within seconds, the livestream viewer count exploded past 300,000. "You threatening my family now?" he said slowly. "That's where we going with it?" The comments started flying so fast they looked like rain. Some fans begged him to log off. Others demanded he keep pushing. King leaned closer to the camera. "You keep talking about exposing stuff," he continued. "But all I did was show paperwork." That line ignited another wave of chaos, because while King was speaking, a new leak appeared on social media. A screenshot, supposedly from a private group chat involving people close to the music industry. The message read, 50 about to drop something big tonight. Nobody could confirm who sent it, but it spread like a bomb. Suddenly, everyone online was waiting for the next post from 50 Cent, like it was the release of a diss track. Then it happened. An Instagram post appeared on 50's page. But instead of the explosive expose everyone expected, the post contained something else entirely. A short video clip. The footage showed 50 Cent sitting in a recording studio smiling calmly. The caption read, "People forget the difference between a victim and a criminal." The video itself was short, but powerful. 50 spoke directly into the camera. "When somebody tries to kill you," he said again, repeating his earlier explanation. "Like you talk to whoever you need to talk to stay alive." But then his tone changed. King Harris don't know nothing about survival. The clip went viral instantly. Within minutes, TikTok was flooded with reaction videos. Some fans believed 50 had completely dismantled the accusations. Others said he was dodging the real issue. But the real explosion came from inside the industry. Because according to an insider leak that appeared on a popular hip-hop forum minutes later, a private phone call had already happened behind the scenes, and it involved T.I. The post claimed that Tip had personally called 50 Cent hours earlier, trying to de-escalate the situation before it got worse. Nobody knew exactly what was said during that conversation, but rumors about the call spread across the internet like wildfire. Some people believed the two rap veterans were trying to squash the feud quietly. Others thought the conversation had made things even worse. Now, meanwhile, King Harris returned to Instagram Live, but this time he didn't look angry. He looked emotional. For a moment, he didn't say anything. The chat kept scrolling endlessly while viewers waited. Then he spoke. "You know what's crazy?" he said quietly. "I grew up listening to this dude." The comments stunned viewers. The live stream had suddenly shifted from aggressive confrontation to something deeper. King continued. "I respected him." That moment went viral instantly. Seeing clips of the live stream spread across Twitter with captions like "King Harris Emotional Live." But the calm didn't last long, because right in the middle of the stream, someone in the comments posted a message that changed everything. "50 just posted again." King paused. He looked down at his phone. And the moment he read the screen, his expression changed completely. Because the new post from 50 Cent wasn't a joke. It wasn't a meme. It was a screenshot. A message allegedly sent to him privately. The screenshot showed someone claiming to be connected to the Harris family, accusing King of leaking information to bloggers months earlier. The implication was explosive. The caption from 50 read, "You want to talk about snitching? Let's talk about who you've been talking to." The internet exploded again. Fans immediately began dissecting the screenshot, arguing about whether it was real or fake. Some believed 50 had just flipped the narrative completely. Others accused him of trying to distract from the original accusations. Meanwhile, King Harris stared silently at his phone during the live stream. The comments kept flooding in. "Respond. Is it real? Say something." Finally, he looked back at the camera. "You see how the story keeps changing?" he said. His voice was calm now, almost too calm. "This ain't about paperwork anymore." And with that, he ended the live stream. No explanation, no response, just a blank screen. The internet lost its mind. Speculation exploded everywhere. Had King run out of receipts? Had 50 just exposed something bigger behind the scenes? Or was the real story still hidden somewhere in the middle? Hip-hop blogs started running headlines within minutes. 50 Cent flips the narrative. King Harris silent after new leak. Industry insiders warned feud could escalate. Meanwhile, both camps suddenly went quiet. No more posts, no more live streams, just silence again. But this silence felt different, because according to a new insider leak circulating through industry group chats, both sides might be preparing something bigger, something that hasn't been posted yet. And if those rumors are true, the next chapter of this feud could expose secrets neither side expected the world to see. And now the entire hip-hop world is frozen, watching the situation between 50 Cent and King Harris like it's the final round of a heavyweight fight. And even I had to step in to stop, and even I had to step in to stop things from spiraling even further. This isn't just internet drama anymore. This is reputation. This is legacy. This is 2 generations of hip-hop colliding in front of the entire world. And the craziest part? The story might not even be halfway finished. Because if more documents drop, if more private messages leak, if either side decides to respond again, this situation could explode in a way that completely changes how the culture sees everyone involved. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think King Harris actually exposed something real? Do you believe 50 Cent's explanation about survival and protecting himself? Or do you think the internet is blowing this whole situation out of proportion? Drop your honest opinion in the comments right now. And I'm reading every single one of them, and the conversation happening down there might be even wilder than the story itself. And if you made it this far, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications immediately. Because the second another response drops, the second new receipts surface, or the moment someone involved breaks their silence again, you're going to want to know about it first. Trust me, this story is not over.